I'm Pamela Portnoy.
I'm Alexa Marie Anderson.
And no one's okay.
I tried not to think of the words searing or flesh. I imagined my pain as a ball of healing white light. Stop it. This is your pain, your burning hand. It's right here. Look at it.
Ow, ow, ow! Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Woo! In case you guys were not aware, we are in costume. Do not worry. I'm not actually bruised. It's makeup. Happy Halloween. Please tell me you guys know where this is from. 3, 2, 1, Fight Club.
Yes.
I don't know. We could have just stood there forever. Just like posing, waiting for someone to say something.
Waiting.
But it's
Anybody?
just us.
Anybody?
Hello, Marla.
Hello, Tyler.
How are you?
I'm fabulous.
I'm so excited that this is our first Halloween episode.
Yeah. Also,
And
like,
you look kind of unbelievable.
You look unbelievable. I threw this together super last minute.
It's very good. The hair, everything's working.
We're here.
I've always been obsessed with Tyler's hair. People close to me actually like know this. Like Brad Pitt in Fight Club is everything. And like his messy hair, like obviously my hair is long, so I had to like improvise and just like fuck it up. But I'm just gonna embrace the Tyler Durden right now.
Yes, I love it. He's the best bedhead.
Yes. I was actually just watching it to get into character before we hopped on.
Ooh, yes.
And I did the whole like kiss print on my hand.
I know, you went like all freaking in. I was like looking at pictures of Marla for inspiration as I was doing my hair. My hair is not as short as hers, so I had to really
scrunch it.
Fuck it up.
Honestly, why don't you ever wear those sunglasses? You look dynamite.
Okay, I actually have a story about these sunglasses.
What's your story?
This is actually a little bit I don't know what the word is. I want to say ratchet, but like
perfect. I love that. Happy Halloween.
Ratchet. So I found these
in
the ocean.
No, you didn't. Really?
I did.
We're gonna get a listener that's gonna be like, I
did. So it started as a joke, and like I actually never wear them, but I just kept them.
I don't know why you don't. They look amazing on you.
They're kind of awesome, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it started out as a joke, and then I was like, I'll keep them, and look, they're coming in handy.
Phenomenal.
Here
we are, Marla. Let's do this. Halloween. It actually just occurred to us 2 days ago that it's Halloween. You guys won't see this till like a little bit after Halloween, but that's fine. We're just in the spirit. It is the 30th right now. We're easing into the weekend of celebratory, sitting at home in our costumes, probably kind of situation.
We are sitting at home. That's exactly what we're doing. And I'm drinking an IPA. I don't drink those.
Which you did where did you get that IPA, Alexa?
So I stole it. Well, I didn't steal it from the store.
I found my glasses in the ocean.
And I stole this beer. So I decided that I needed a drink for this episode, and instead of pouring myself a glass of red wine, which I could have done, I felt like Marla would have a beer. So instead, I walked out into my living room and saw that Shan had a beer. And
You're in his hand.
Give me that. And he was like, what? And I was like, give me your beer. I was like, I have to go.
I heard the commotion in the background. He's like, what?
He's like, what's happening?
I have
Boyfriend
to record, Shane.
Honestly. Boyfriend of the Year award.
Well done. So it occurred to us that it's Halloween and that it goes perfectly with the topic we had decided on a couple weeks ago for this episode, which is disgust. It's kind of in the spooky realm.
I think so. I feel like a lot of spooky movies have disgust in them.
Like creepy crawly.
Yeah.
blood guts.
Agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I was actually, it's so interesting because that's like not an emotion that I really think of too often, but I probably feel it more than I think that it is disgust. Does that make sense? Like when it happens, I'm not like, this is disgust, but like,
there are definitely different levels of disgust.
oh yeah.
Like I would say like the disgust I would have at a unwelcomed critter is different than the disgust I have, which is probably closer to contempt for someone that does something that I think is just completely objectionable. So like
I agree.
when someone pisses me off, and it gives me the desire to tell them, which I don't usually, unless it's like really bad. I'll be like, I'm disgusted right now by you.
I'm disgusted.
It's usually their behavior that does it, rather than like, that's a different feeling than like a cockroach in my bed.
I feel like disgust is like felt by the senses. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those emotions. It's like something like you see something disgusting, or you smell it, or you touch it, or you like something's the sound, the taste, whatever. Like I feel like that evokes like disgust.
Yes, for sure. It's a very visceral, physical reaction that happens in the body.
Agreed. Like it's cringeworthy, right? Like you have that,
literally like, cringe-worthy. Like your body constricts, contracts, and like I was looking up some like definitions, synonyms for
cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Synonyms for disgust, and a lot of them were like gut-wrenching, nauseating, things that happen to your body. And for me, when I think of like when I'm like truly disgusted in a physical sense, I always clench my jaw because I'm like trying to hold down the vomit.
Oh yeah.
Like to me, disgust is like, usually I say everything is in the chest. I'm like, God, everything I feel is in my chest. I hold all my tension in my chest. But no, the disgust I hold in my jaw. It's like tightening, clenching, and then it's like when I think of disgust, I think of the acidity. In case you guys are triggered by talking about disgusting things, we're going to talk about like creepy crawlies. We're going to talk about gross things and throwing up in this episode. Sorry, it's Halloween. Welcome. But yeah, like the acidity, you know, when you're about to throw up.
Yeah.
Like in the corners of your mouth. Yeah, ew.
Like stomach acid.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It's gross.
Honestly, like I just think of cringing. Like whenever it's almost like having, you know, when you have like secondhand embarrassment.
Is secondhand embarrassing? Yes.
Secondhand embarrassing. Like I just know like have you ever been driving in your car or doing something that you always do, like walking, running, whatever, just like a normal thing, and you like have a flashback of a moment?
Yes.
Like an embarrassing moment that you're like disgusted by, and you like you twitch. Like that happens to me all the time when I'm driving. My mind wanders and I'll think of something that like I don't want to remember, and then I'm like, this is me, like my shoulder like twitches, like I'm like like this weird, like I don't know.
You
like,
do this.
I'm like, oh no.
I was actually just speaking with James Liddell, who is a dear friend of the show. And when he gets that feeling, he does also a neck thing, but it's at a different angle than yours. It's kind of like a neck crack. Yours is like to the back.
I see it.
And his is to the side like directly.
Slow burn, and mine's like.
His is like.
He takes his time. He takes his time with it. I've seen him in action.
Off how much you disgust me.
Yeah. Mine's like, I'm trying not to remember it. Let's just maybe if I bracing myself.
Squeeze it out.
Totally.
I was looking up some stuff on disgust because I just think it's a different and fascinating emotion. I know I've been like begging you to do disgust for a while, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this one.
I'm like, what is this?
What is this? Apparently, you know, all of these feelings that we have are rooted in some sort of, they have an evolutionary purpose, and apparently disgust is no different in that we have the feeling of disgust because biologically we're trying to protect ourselves from something that could harm us, like particularly pathogens, which I think is like a really fascinating time to talk about this, even though it's like super dark. But it's what's going on. We're in a pandemic, right? So like being turned off or disgusted by things that aren't healthy for you is that's the biological purpose behind it.
Interesting. And I feel
To
like
keep
healthy
you
can mean
safe.
so many different things too, like physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I feel disgust towards things that probably aren't good for me mentally either. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
but
Like
it's like I'm not
someone
thinking about it
being
that
a
way.
bully, I find
Yeah.
disgusting,
Yes.
you know? And
Yes.
that's not good for my mental health or other people's mental health.
No.
And so we are put off by that because we don't want to be around that.
Absolutely. Sorry. I had a thought. But yes. Yes. No, I 100.
Did you have the Monterey car moment thing that I did the other day?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely did. My brain is just all over the place right now. It's fine. I'm frazzled. I'm in character.
We're in character.
I'm in character. I don't know what else to say here. No, it's very, oh God. I also like, because I have not severe actually. I'm really being judgmental of myself. I have some OCD
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
Pam has seen it.
Yeah.
So like it's funny, I always think of myself as, you've seen it, right? Obviously.
In the movie theater. Did I tell you the story of seeing it in the movie theater?
I saw in the movie theater too, but no,
That
you didn't
some
tell me.
guy in a clown costume comes in at the climax of the film.
Oh God.
He walked and he was just standing there.
Ew.
And I was looking around. No one was seeing this guy. And he was like looking at us and he just crosses in front of the audience and leaves.
Is that a joke?
And
No.
I lost my mind.
I don't love that for
I
anyone.
went up to like the 16-year-old that was at the the popcorn stand and I was like, are people just like able to walk in and out of here? But
Yeah,
apparently I guess
truly
people
don't
like
love
to
that.
do that to scare the shit out of people on Halloween.
That's not funny to me.
I don't know if it was an employee or it was just
I
someone
would not be.
crashing.
I would be not
Crazy.
okay.
I almost, my heart leaped out of my chest.
Yeah.
But continue. It.
Oh, it. I always compare myself to Eddie.
Okay.
Because he's like, and that's his fear, right? Like all of the like he's kind of a oh my gosh, what's the word? I've lost it.
I've only seen it once, so I cannot help you out of this.
Okay. He's afraid of getting sick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's a hypochondriac.
I've got a little bit of that.
I totally have that, but also like just like gross and like dirty things. Like he's very like OCD, like anal, and like it's funny. Like we laugh about it. Like Shane and I were watching it the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, that's you." I was like, "I know."
Totally. And my friends say that about me too. Like, if I know rightfully so. Like I'm not like going out at all really anymore, and I'm very careful with who I spend my time with, and like. But I have hand sanitizer in my pocket all the time. And every time I see my friends, they're like, oh, you're wearing less things than we thought you would. Like, we thought you'd be wearing a helmet.
We thought you'd be in a hazmat suit.
We thought you'd be in a hazmat suit. No, I just need to wash my hands every 5 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah.
But not sorry, because careful is better.
I totally get it. And just like thinking of scenes in movies, like the scene where that guy comes at him and he's like has all these illnesses and his like skin's falling, like he's basically like a leper.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of like pure disgust in my mind. Just like, don't touch me, like get it, like he's so afraid for this guy to touch him.
Yeah.
Like kind of has parallels to today. Like, don't get near me.
100%. It's your biology trying to protect you from getting contagion.
Absolutely.
It is interesting. Like a lot of people have that with snakes. I I remember when I was at camp once, they had this man come in that had a menagerie of different snakes and spiders and awesome animals. And like we would be allowed to hold them under supervision, and that never bothered me. The only ones that I really wouldn't feel stoked about holding were like spiders. But I know that a lot of people have the snake problem, the snake fear. Like even if it's supervised, they're like, nope, can't do it.
I could hold a snake if it was supervised. I don't want to find a snake somewhere where it's not supposed to be, though. Then
Correct.
That's
which
not
is
cool.
In your biology, right? If you're walking through the field or forest and you see a snake, your body is going to try to run away.
Absolutely. I also this is actually really funny that we're talking about this now, because last night I was starting to Pam knows how I am about bugs in my home. I have strong issues. Spiders.
You told us the cockroach story.
Yes. So the other night I got up at like 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and I noticed this tiny little bug on the floor. And I don't know what it was, but I tried to catch it, and it was very fast. I don't know. I don't think it was a silverfish though. So it made me very nervous because it was a bug I've never seen before. So at 3 a.m, I decided to get the bug spray and spray around the entire perimeter of my apartment.
Oh my God. But don't you have to open windows when you're spraying for bugs so that you don't asphyxiate yourself?
You're like supposed to, but I never do with this.
You have a boyfriend that lives with you.
Okay, it just says don't go into that room. It just says don't go into that room for a while. I don't think it's that kind of spray. Like, it's okay. I've done it before and not opened windows and just like knock on in the room for a while. So I just sprayed out there. I didn't spray in our room.
Okay.
I just sprayed out there, and then I shut the door and I went to sleep.
All right.
Shane like wakes up. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "There was a bug." He's like, "Go to bed."
That's what happens when it's very warm. It's still very warm here in California.
I have issues. I don't know. I try.
I love how dramatic you're being with your hand sweeping motions right now. It's very Marla.
I'm trying to be in character.
I'm like leaning into like how badass.
I love
like,
it.
I got in a fight, you guys.
Yes. Have you ever?
That's not how I punch. I actually
never
have. I gotten into a fight with someone.
You have?
No, I asked myself, have I gotten into a fight with someone?
Oh, I was like, Pam, I didn't know that.
No. Almost. I shouldn't talk about this. Almost once.
All right. I mean, it's Fight Club. What happens in Fight Club?
Wait, what? Are you asking my character or me?
I'm just saying in general. I was like, what happens in Fight Club?
Oh, yeah. What happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club, Alexa.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But I will say, like, I take kickboxing classes, when life is normal.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy sparring, but I'll do it. Don't fuck with me, guys.
I wanted to read a quote because it really intrigued me, because I wasn't sure really, because I was researching as you do about your podcast episodes, hopefully. So this quote says, "I had forgotten, disgust shadows desire. Another life is never safely envied." I just wanted to ponder that for a second, because
say it again.
Okay. I had forgotten, disgust shadows desire. Another life is never safely envied. It's poetry.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know why I felt the need to say poetry. I thought it was fascinating.
I think that they're talking about disgust when it's closer to contempt for somebody.
I agree. I think so too. I just found it interesting because I was like, oh, okay.
Because why is someone riling you up so much? It's particularly someone that you don't like. This is what I think when you think of that quote. Like, if you don't know someone and they're like really riling you up, like everyone does this. We're human beings. Let's be real. Like, people can look at someone from far away and be like, I don't approve of what they're doing.
Yes, like it almost borders on like jealousy a little bit.
That's exactly what they're talking about, right?
Yes.
It's a
agree.
shadow of what? Desire to be like that person.
Yes, disgust shadows desire. So I think sometimes like we find disgust in, and I don't know if it's even disgust with maybe it's actually disgust with ourselves for feeling that way about that person, and we project it, or you know what I'm saying? It's an interesting thought.
I was just thinking about a different thing.
I was like, Pam,
I was thinking about how like
Pam's like, I don't agree with anything.
Listen, no, I think it's a fascinating thought because yeah, it's jealousy.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like disgust and jealousy
is disgusting.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They can go kind of hand in hand in a way. It's interesting. Maybe
I'll catch myself feeling we're gonna like do a jealousy episode, you guys. Spoiler alert, but we've also been avoiding that. We've been avoiding that one like the plague. But
yeah,
it is kind of related to disgust.
Totally.
It's very human.
I also feel like when I feel jealousy, I feel disgusted with myself for feeling jealousy.
That too.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all intertwined. What was your thought?
How we need to wear sunglasses more on the podcast because we get really attitudey.
I'm just gonna show up in my sunglasses all the time.
But it's really hard for me to, for some reason, I think something with the red lens and the blue light off my computer.
I love it.
It's very hard for me to see things.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
but I'm like, I actually think I'm gonna wear these because
I think you should. They're so fun.
This is the only part of my costume that I purchased for this year's Halloween, and I got a great deal on these. And I'm surprised by how nice they look for what I paid.
It's so good.
Excuse my throat. White Claw.
The only thing I bought for this costume was this stick-on name tag.
Woo! I told you that you just like take a piece of paper and you're like, no, I'm actually doing it right. And like you don't even have the mugs on your robe. Which is
it's fine.
My friend said to me when I showed them my costume before I hopped on here. They're like, you're only missing the mug patches, which is true, but I couldn't find.
You're doing good.
The people on the internet, let me tell you, are robbing people blind. A robe like this, but with the mug patches.
Oh.
Some people are selling them for like $600. I'm like,
are you joking me?
Okay, will you take 15? Because that's crazy. It's because it's Halloween and people are trying to make a buck.
That is sort of outrageous. Wow.
It's more than sort of.
I don't know why I said sort of.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was trying to be nice.
So I just like kind. This is fine. It just gets the job. Maybe I'll tape some mugs. That
actually would be funny. Like I think that would be better.
I don't know why I'm feeling myself. I haven't felt myself this much since I dressed up as Ace Ventura last year.
I loved that.
It was really good.
I'm like the queen of trying to like get by easy.
Are you kidding me? You like nailed it.
I mean, thank you. I think this was pretty this is pretty easy though if you have mostly a wardrobe of black, which I do.
Me too.
And sunglasses. But yeah, I remember one year I was Emma Stone in Easy A.
Oh yeah.
Really easy. I was like, I have red hair. Here's a leather jacket. Here's an A.
I think I'd like gravitate more towards like being people for Halloween that are kind of like people I'd like alter egos. Like literally I take Halloween so seriously in that I want to embody someone that I can't embody all the time.
I agree.
Like Ace Ventura and his like zaniness.
Yes.
And Brad Pitt and like his fucking badassery. Like
yeah. I like becoming a character, which makes sense because we're actors. We like to pretend. So yeah. But yeah, I don't want to dress up as like candy corn or like I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my head. I just no, but seriously, have you ever seen those pictures of the girls with like the loofah looking things that like they're dressed up as like candy corn or like I don't know. I'm speaking too much. Someone shut me up.
That ship has sailed with me. I've been talking a lot. It's fine. But no, I feel you. I'd
You know
like
what
to
I
be
mean?
somebody else.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or a pun. I saw the cutest costume,
That is
and I haven't been
clever.
this yet, but someone wore like a cow print dress and put a halo on her head, and she was a holy cow. I loved it.
Those people are smart. That's hilarious.
I love that.
You actually just made me think. One of my friends from college, she just posted her costume from last year, and she was one night stand, and she dressed up as a nightstand.
I love that.
She had like a lampshade on her head, and she
I
was
love
one
that.
nightstand. It was really cute.
My
really cute.
dear friend was a stoplight. She spray painted her hair red, wore a yellow shirt and green shorts, and she rocked it. It was divine. I remember that. That was in college.
Stuff like that is fun.
It is fun. It's fun.
Dressing up is fun. I like Halloween.
I love Halloween, but it's fine. It's fine. Last year was crazy. Last year you chose not to come out, and it was probably the right choice.
Last year was so lame. I think I stayed. I don't know what I did.
I think you stayed in because you had to work the next day, which was probably wise. We went to West Hollywood.
I've been to West Hollywood on Halloween. That is
a lot.
That is a time.
Thinking back on it now with what's going on now and squeezing through the crowds, that might bring up some disgust in me just because of the sheer amount of people that you're like, everyone's sweating on each other and everyone's like moving through the crowd and like literally touching everyone. Like that kind of contact I have not had in a long time.
I think large crowds will now give me disgust, unfortunately.
Because it was so much fun. I was living my best life that night.
I will say, even before COVID, though, large groups of people did make me a little anxious still.
I think what made me more anxious in a large group was like the possibility of getting like trodden on. Like,
yes.
Like,
getting stepped on.
Why is that funny? The word I chose.
Yeah, that word's just really funny. It sounds funny. I like it.
Trodden on.
Trodden on.
Yeah, I don't think I thought so much of the contagion. Like every time I would hear someone sneeze before and they were close by and they didn't like cover their mouth, I would kind of like have a freak out moment.
I just think it's my claustrophobia more than anything, with like lots of people and feeling like trapped.
And how does that manifest in your body when you get claustrophobic?
I have to go.
Everything shuts down.
Manic.
Like, what does it feel like?
I have to get out. I have to go. I'm just done. I've like left parties before. I think I've talked about this before. I'm like such an Irish goodbyer, and I think it's because of that. Like sometimes I'm just like, I'm done. Like there's too many people around me. Like there's not enough air in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got to go outside. Like I like need to go outside. Just have to escape. My body's just like the quickest way out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I enjoy small groups best.
Yeah, I just think that disgust, it's like automatically a shutting down to avoid anything penetrating the body.
Yeah.
So if you like think about the face you make when you're disgusted, sorry to people that are just listening, go to our YouTube and check us out because A, we look awesome, and B, we're about to show you our disgusted faces.
I actually when I'm pictures of this,
it's kind of like,
it's you like know, and it's your face in.
You make yourself smaller. You pull your face in. You scrunch your lips. It's closing down the gate so that nothing can harm you. Can get in.
Totally. Yeah. You don't think about. It's also so interesting to talk about because you don't think about I feel like it's all animal instinct at the end of the day. And you don't think about how much of that happens throughout your everyday life. But when you're feeling these types of emotions, a lot of things, like a lot of a lot of the ways we react is due to biology, right? Like making yourself smaller, or I'm trying to think of another emotion that we've tackled that has made me think about this, but there's definitely other
Probably
ones.
fear.
Fear, right, exactly. Fear, how you hit, like, it's
Pain.
all, yeah, pain. It's like all, connected biologically, and your body just kind of takes over.
100%. And one of our favorite comedians, Eliza Schlesinger,
Yes.
she talks about she talks about body language a little bit. And she's like, do you ever notice how the body language for I'm cold and I'm pissed at you is the same?
Is the same.
Don't let your girl get cold.
So true. So true.
So yeah, it's the same thing. It's making yourself smaller. I love that.
I wonder why I get so mad when I'm hungry.
Oh, this is a different episode, but
Sorry,
yeah. No,
we could
it's
talk about that.
let's Shane.
I get so mad. Like, it's really not
We
okay.
need to get him in here for an episode.
Actually, I don't know about for that one, because he'll just throw me right under the bus.
I'm still kind of upset that he didn't dress in pink and be a bar of soap for us tonight.
That man.
Did you even propose this as an idea?
I didn't even propose it, because tomorrow night, like actual Halloween, we're supposed to be in 20s theme, and he's like, no, I'm going to be a soccer player. And I was like, no, no.
Let him be a soccer player. He's going to stand out, and then he's going to, he'll have to live with the consequences. Put a little fringe on his sock.
I can't control him. Really can't.
That's fine. That's a good thing. You guys do you. You guys do you. So yeah. No soap.
No soap.
It's fine. It's fine.
Soap. Maybe we do hangry for another day.
Beautiful. I like that for us.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you think we should?
Email us at noone'sokay@gmail.com. Okay, guys. We're gonna move on to our next segment, which is where we discuss what performances embody disgust the best for us. I thought of Fight Club. Much like I have a couple, but I'll bring up Fight Club first. Much like our opening, quote that Alexa so beautifully read. The scene that I thought of for disgust in Fight Club was my throat is growling like crazy. My apologies, you guys. That's just what happens. Okay, good. Just that one. The other ones,
the rest I heard.
No. When Brad Pitt, Tyler Durden, me. Well, he's gonna be like, we're not putting this one on you too. Yeah. So they're in the basement of the bar doing Fight Club, and the owner of the bar finds out and comes down and tries to kick them out. He starts beating up Tyler, and Tyler's just like allowing it. He's not fighting back, and he really like beat the shit out of him, and it's fucking crazy. And Tyler's laughing and he's welcoming it, and he's saying more things to piss this guy off. And it got to the point where he was so beat up and so like, this is like so gross, but like a descriptor that came to mind for like that kind of injury is like pulpy. And I think it was a combination of like how he was laughing and the way he looked and the sheer like crazy that was coming out of his face that truly disgusted the bar owner to the point of just like allowing him to do whatever the fuck he wanted, because it was like, he's like, I'm grossed out and a little bit afraid of you, just you can do Fight Club here, it's fine. And I just thought that reaction was just like trying to make the thing stop, shutting it down. That like really reminded me of Disgust.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Here I am. I already kind of mentioned mine, Eddie and It.
Mm-hmm.
He does such a good job
Yeah.
of portraying disgust in that film, and also in a very comedic way, which I enjoy.
Totally.
He's hilarious. The kids in that, hilarious. I thought of Fight Club because I was disgusted personally with the house.
I'm dead. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know why that's the first thing I thought of, like
As
that
was
house.
Edward Norton's character.
Yeah, like that house. Yeah, exactly. Like him. Like, oh, like I can't. I watching it. I remember thinking like I wouldn't survive in that house.
It was very dilapidated and it was very yeah. They like what is it about it though? Is it the water running down the walls? The It was almost as if the house wasn't even a house anymore. Like the way that
Yeah.
David Fincher created this house and the art design and set design, it was almost as if the house was like a living breathing thing.
Yeah, it was like a whole other entity almost.
It was like breathing. Literally, he was talking about how it contracted and expanded.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you turn something on, something else would turn off. It took a life of its own beyond it being a house.
I agree, and I feel like that's why I was disgusted by it.
Fair enough.
It was in
Fair enough.
shambles, but
Fair
also
enough.
like had a mind of its own, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
Yeah. I would like if I was walking around and I knew that I could just fall through the floor at any given moment. That'd be scary for me.
Right.
I think it would evoke more fear than disgust in me.
I think it's definitely both for me. Like disgust and then fear of all of the like afraid of like touching things and like yeah, it is gnarly.
It was pretty gnarly. It was like a living, breathing thing. It was really cool. I actually like love that set.
It's so cool.
It's
It's
so
so
cool.
cool.
And they lit it up with these like drippy candles. It really
Mm-hmm.
was a whole thing. It was amazing. That's such an iconic movie. Another example that I thought of was a show that I was going to surprise you and tell you that I watched, but I accidentally let it slip last night. I was like, shit, I was going to save it. But I've been watching Schitt's Creek over the last couple months, and it is divine. It was a slow burn, but I finally fell in love, and it's so good. But I think like a comedic version of Disgust is literally David, Alexis, or Moira. Anytime
Mm-hmm.
all three of them say ew differently.
Yeah.
It ew, David. And like David like has a shorter ew. And
Mm-hmm.
Moira, I can't even like it's really hard to mimic
Some of
her.
the
I
I
need to
also
listen to
just
her.
yeah, her the way she pronounces things.
It's all over the place.
The baby.
The baby.
I'm just like, how does she like
Her
it's such her
vocabulary.
vocabulary, it's such a simple thing that she did, but so brilliant. And also I think most people would overlook playing with that.
Yeah.
As a, I don't know, as actors, I just think it's so brilliant and hilarious. The baby.
The baby.
David. She's hilarious. Sorry, I just like want to be her. It's fine. I have so much love for that show.
I
So much
love her
love for it.
wardrobe. But yeah, they
All of her
show
wigs.
oh yeah. Fucking phenomenal. They embodied they just like have a whole definition, a new definition for disgust, which just demonstrates how different people are disgusted by different things. So like Alexis would say ew like when someone was if someone had a baby, like or like if someone like anything normal, like anything freaking like bodily function, anything normal she would be disgusted by.
I agree. And I also think like disgust too, like I was thinking about this. It's also such a like strong feeling of like revulsion or loathing. Like it's just like, oh, like get away from me. Like it has like like you're saying ooh, like when she says ooh, David, like it's like like I hate that, or get away, like stop. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
feel like we didn't talk about that part of it either, because I feel like most things I discussed, I like despise or I hate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
Sorry, my brain went a different way.
No, that's totally valid. 100%. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like
I love that example. I think that that's a phenomenal show, and I'm so happy I got into it. I'm on season
oh,
5 somewhere, and it's so good.
have you gotten to? Oh, you're in season
Don't spoil
5. Okay, I
anything.
won't say anything. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where you are, because
Okay, I'm gonna spoil Schitt's Creek right now for anyone that's not on season 5.
Wait, what? Yeah, where are you? I
So
need to know.
I am right at after Patrick proposes to David.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've seen Cabaret.
Yes, I just saw Cabaret.
A little bit Alexis.
So fucking she's brilliant. She is a brilliant actress.
I adore her so
I
much.
love all of them so much. And this show, just like any other sitcom, any other like comedy, it took a while. Like Parks and Rec is probably my favorite show ever made, the comedic show ever made, and it took me till like season 3 to really fall in love with. Season 1 and 2 are like really not good. I think Matt mentioned it on the other episode. But same with Schitt's Creek. Like at first I'm like, I don't really find these people likable, but now I'm watching them and I'm like, oh, that's my queen, or that's my king. Like I fell in love with these characters.
Yes. I mean, it always takes a minute, right? When you start a show. It's interesting you mentioned Parks and Rec, and because I still need to finish that. But I think a lot of the reason why I stopped watching it was for that reason.
Where did you stop?
I think like the first season.
No, you need to keep going because
I do.
it's basically it hasn't even started yet.
That I know, and it was so
you gotta push,
because Matt was mentioning that the previous episode, and that's when it clicked for me. I was like, oh, I just need to push through, which is funny because I didn't have a problem doing that with Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I just felt
push a little bit.
Yeah, I need to push more with Parks and Rec. I'm sure everyone's
especially because they don't like
rolling
introduce
their eyes at me
like
right now.
Well, and also like everyone in Schitt's Creek gets introduced in the first episode, first 2 episodes ish. And Parks and Rec, there are 2 crucial characters that don't even come in until season 3.
Okay.
So give it a shot.
All right.
I'm very excited for you.
I'm excited. I'm almost done with Breaking Bad, guys.
Woo!
It's getting real.
All right. Are we ready?
I don't know why we just had a dance party real quick.
That's fine. Let's do it. Happy Halloween.
I just went for it. I was like, this feels right.
It does feel right. Are you okay?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I am more than okay. I'm more than okay. I'm doing splendid.
You are working those glasses.
I am.
You know, one of the things they teach you when you're doing mask work, they like tell you to lean into like the shape of the mask to like find your character. I feel like you're leaning into the shape of your glasses to find your character, as am I.
I'm such
Even
a
though I'm not
though,
Brad right now, I'm just some sort of weird amalgamation.
It's so funny. Like, have you ever heard like let the costume do the talking, like help like inform your acting almost? Like I almost feel like for me, like I'm a very like visceral person. So once I have the like things, I have like the jacket or the pointed toed shoe like that informs the character, I'm like ready to go. Like it really helps me. Costumes really help me. It's so funny that way. But yeah, no, I'm doing splendid. We're here. You're Tyler. I'm Marla. Like, what could be better?
Nothing is better right now. This is exactly how I wanted to spend the beginning of my Halloween weekend.
Yes, the eve The eve before
the
Halloween.
the eve of Hallows
The eve
Eve.
The eve of God. Did you know? I think I read. I hope I'm not wrong. I think
Hallows
I
Eve
read.
has become a night of frolic where children dress in costumes and run amok.
Oh
I
God.
watched Hocus Pocus the other night.
I haven't watched it yet. Hold on. I'm looking this up to see if I am accurate. Okay. Yes.
What happened?
There's going to be a full moon.
A blue moon,
a
right?
full blue moon, yes, on
I
Halloween
know.
night. And I'm pretty sure
I
that
know.
hasn't happened.
Shit's going down, you
since,
guys.
like, I want to say it said 1945.
Set your witchy
But, like,
intentions. Let's go.
yes. I can't find the article, but pretty much this hasn't happened in a really long time.
Friend of the show, Sean Moore, sent me a photo, meme, informational thing about this blue moon tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, Sean.
Does it say when the last time it was?
It was not that informative, but
Okay.
it was basically.
I read like a date somewhere.
It basically just said tomorrow's a blue moon, and it was a picture of a moon.
All right, thank you, Sean. Thank you. I swear I read like a date of like 1945 or like something like that. I could be wrong, but it's been a very long time.
Your intentions.
Yes.
Are you gonna, you guys?
I'm gonna.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know. I have 3 buns in my hair.
I do too.
There's a thing happening.
It is a big thing. That's exciting though. What is that supposed to mean though? Like, what happens in a blue moon?
Dude, I don't
That's
know.
That's what that expression is. Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, once in a blue moon is happening.
It's happening, you guys.
It's happening.
It's gonna get wild.
I hope it's a good day. You know what?
The year that everyone is probably gonna be at home. It's gonna get wild.
Pam?
Yes.
Are you okay?
No, definitely not.
What's up?
Well.
I almost lost
You
it.
guys have to go to our YouTube for this episode. Sorry.
I don't think it's the same if you listen to this on
I
Apple
mean,
Podcasts.
please still subscribe and listen on Apple Podcasts, but also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You got to get the full effect of what's happening here. So, why am I not okay? I am in full spooky season mode.
Yes.
And before I took the afternoon off and I watched the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie.
I watched that.
Ugh.
I may have fallen asleep in the end.
What? The ending.
Okay. Do you
I
know
got
who
a
you're talking
call
to?
right at the climactic moment, and I was like out of breath. And they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm watching." I'm watching the Zac Efron movie.
Oh my God. I can't.
First of all, he's incredible. I'd love to see Zac Efron in this role.
Fab.
It was super. It had me on edge the whole time, and I was waiting for the gross, but they kept the gross at bay, which made it worse because it let your imagination run wild, even though, like, what he did. Like, it's a famous story, but they only, like, really kept, like, some, like, of the super gory details until the very, very end, but that kept the tension up for me the entire time.
Yeah. It was a while ago that I watched it, so I'm trying to remember. I just remember loving Zac Efron in it.
He was phenomenal.
Fabulous.
There was one particular shot towards the end that they had it just like, he was almost looking straight at camera, and he was just, it was on, if you see this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's very good.
That reminds me, have you
Lily Collins was great too.
Have you seen My Friend Dahmer?
No. I
About
try not to watch
genre?
too many of these.
Oh,
I
okay.
only watch because it's spooky season, but like I get
Yeah.
like legitimately frightened.
That one's pretty good too.
All right. The
I
serial
like.
killer stuff freaks me the fuck
I
out.
know. I know. Well,
I want
the
something like
documentaries
Hocus
are worse for
Pocus
me. The
or a
documentaries
good
are
like
worse.
cult documentary.
See, I feel like a cult documentary would freak me out more.
Have you seen The Vow?
No.
Okay, I just watched that and I'm all riled up about it. Apparently, the leader, Keith, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong probably, Raniere. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, he just got sentenced to like 120 years in prison. Justice
Dear
has
God.
been served. But wild, fucking wild, these cults. And I think what I find so disgusting, aside from like the fact that he, you know, obviously abused and manipulated people to his own, for his own benefit, whether it be like financial, sexual, whatever. I think part of the disgust also comes from like that inherent like internal questioning of like, what does it take? I feel like everyone has a tiny piece of them somewhere inside of them that is capable of being hoodwinked by someone like that.
Yeah.
And that freaks me out. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I feel like that's why I cannot watch that.
Got it.
My mind will like.
Because there's so much psychological manipulation. That's terrifying. But that's also why these serial killer documentaries freak me out.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, Ted Bundy, like the one of the big reasons he got away with a lot of the stuff is because he came off as likable and approachable and handsome. Like all these women that I was going insane watching these women at his trial, because apparently like so many women while he was on trial like fell in love with him.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It's so creepy. And I think that's why the documentaries I don't watch, but if it's like the movie with Zac Efron is different because it's more theatrical.
And
It's
they
not
really didn't show that much. They just showed like a couple pictures of like,
right. Like it was very tastefully done.
yeah.
So that didn't freak me out as much. And same with like My Friend Dahmer. Like it's a more theatrical take on what the actual events were. And I feel like that for me is, I guess, doesn't freak me out as much as watching the documentary about it. And I find it fascinating and I don't know, fun to watch, I guess. I'm one of those people.
I might check it out, maybe, as long as it's spooky season.
Yeah, check it out.
All right.
All right.
Recommendations for spooky season. We got some on our Instagram. You guys, if you don't follow us on our Instagram yet, you should. Follow us at No One's Okay. We got some cool suggestions, such as E.T. and the Skeleton Key. Have you seen the Skeleton Key?
I love the skeleton.
Skelly!
I swear I can talk. I love the Skeleton Key, actually. I think I mentioned that.
Is it really spooky?
No, I think you could do it. It's actually one of my favorite horror films.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely one of my faves, if not
I'll have to watch it. Kate Hudson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The lovely Kate Hudson. Yeah, it's very good. I think you would like it, actually.
I think I might watch that this weekend. Yeah, so follow us, you guys. We have some really fun stuff going on in our stories. We're being more interactive. Woo!
You want to see more of this?
See more of. And follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, like our videos, watch our videos. We're honestly, we're not really editing that much anymore. We're just flying by the seat of our pants, and we hope you like it because
what it is.
We're putting it out there, and we hope you guys have I know you guys are gonna hear this after Halloween, but we hope you have a safe weekend and that you're all happy and healthy. And if you have any questions for us or any recommendations for us, please email us at noone'sokay@gmail.com. Alexa, do you have anything to say before we Say goodbye.
I'm good. Yeah. Goodbye.
Spooky. All right, you guys. See you next time.
No one asked for that.
Nobody.
Alexa and Pam.
Happy Halloween! Thanks so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things. If for some reason you want to see more of us, you can follow us on Instagram at NoOne'sOkay.
And a special thanks to Jordan Ross Weinhold, Sean Moore, Jason Crow, Claire Palmer, Jackson Palmer, Tiffany Haymoff, Shane Rings, James Liddell, and our podcast is recorded at Soundworks Studios.
We can't wait to meet you!